Brother Doyle Moore is out here between the town of Telesai and Salai, and the property that you're viewing along with Brother Doyle is the property that has been purchased for the new Bible Institute. The building that you see in the background is a recording studio that the Harvest Gleaner Hour has built, and they'll be using it. Hopefully one of these days, I suppose they'll have a radio broadcast from here going all over the island. Brother Doyle, tell us about your plans for this property and how that God has given it to you and who God provided it through, and just give us some information about this property.
Well, God laid it on the heart of a man in First Baptist Church of Magnolia to help the school. He's helped by purchasing the property, as well as giving some large donations to the building fund. We have now 2.4 acres. It's 10,000 square meters in the metric system. 2.4 acres, you might be more familiar with that, of land here with an option to buy additional property later on as we expand. We're hoping to build a two-story complex in the back part of this section. The very first thing we'll be doing, though, is putting a drive-in and building a shed to work on. The expenses here have gone up tremendously, as they have all over the world now, and our costs have gone up, and the original estimates have not been adequate. So we're going to build our own, or make our own hollow blocks. We'll be doing that. We hope to be able to initially house about 100 students in our dormitories, as well as be able to teach that many, plus the transit students that may be coming in. We have a good location, I think. We're right on the National Highway, the only stretch of 4-lane highway in this area, well, on the island of Negros, and so it gives us good location to control the environment here, as well as allow the students to go to their various churches through public transportation.
How far in the future do you see you're beginning to build here and totally moving from the facilities we'll be seeing shortly?
We'll be, God wills, we'll be in the new facilities by June of next year, the beginning of the new school year.
How many students do you have now in the building?
We have 40 students now, presently attending the school and living in the rented buildings.
With the new facilities that are proposed out here, how many do you suppose that you'll have in your initial year in the new building?
We could, if we are able to do what we want to do, we could house 100 students. And I believe it wouldn't be very hard at all to get them, because there are several young people that we're not able to accept because we just don't have the space.
Okay, we'll be moving now on into the city, and we'll be looking at the present facilities and the two rent. We're standing in front of the Bible College of the Baptist Missionary Association of the Philippines. Brother Doyle Moore is the director and president, founder of the college, and Brother Doyle was just sharing with us the future plans of the college. And Brother Doyle, give us just a little bit of a rundown on this building, and do you own the building here?
No, we don't. We're renting this building. Been in this building since we started the school. We're renting it. It's a large Spanish-style house that gives us what we needed initially, but we've already outgrown it, and we've had to rent another building over nearby to help take care of the needs. You'll see in just a moment as we go in that it's already small.
Is this the boys' dormitory here, you say?
This is the upstairs is used for classrooms, downstairs for dormitories.
How many do you have living in these quarters now?
A total of about 40 together in the two sections.
What kind of expenses involved for these youngsters in their training?
We estimate the actual cost to be about $30 a month per student.
Do you offer scholarships to these students?
We have some scholarships available, which bring to students who come from our churches, and right now that's basically all we have from our churches. to bring the cost down to make it even more reasonable for them. Plus we have scholarships for the pastors' children, pastors of our churches, and they are also, we try to make available to young men who don't have funds.
Could a church in the States interested in this project and ministry, could they get in touch with you and perhaps sponsor a student in a scholarship in some way?
We could certainly, we'd be glad to have some help that way.
They would need to just get in touch with you and find out what they need to do in that area.
Glad to talk with them about it, about helping to some of us.
What type of media needs do you need in your Bible Institute? Do you also need science equipment such as Bunsen burners and things like this? How about books for your library in English and that sort of thing? What could we do to help you in that area?
We could certainly use additional books in the library, and we'll try to show you in just a moment our library. We need to have approximately 3,000 volumes for our immediate accreditation with the Philippine Association of Bible and Theological Schools. As we expand our program, we'll need to add an additional 1,000 volumes per year that we add to our curriculum. That's a program to have a 4-year program, very short. In addition to the books, we can use the overhead projectors. We don't have one of those as of yet. We can use several other areas, several things.
Those teaching aids, how would people go about getting them over here to you?
Send them with someone who's coming. It's the easiest way. You can ship them. It's expensive, but it's more expensive to buy it here.
But if no one's coming, and if there's a burden in their bringing it, then would they need to get in touch with you to get it shipped to you and make arrangements to pay the fees on both ends?
Yeah, we'd need that. It would be a big help if they could do that for us, to ship it to us. Books we can receive books. We've had hundreds of books shipped to us by mail, and it's been a real help to us.
How about a vehicle? Would you need a vehicle with your Bible college? I know that you have all these students who are trying to get from church to church and project to project, and I know that it's difficult a lot of times for the transportation to be made available to them. Would a bus similar to the one that Brother Travis has, would that be of a help to you in your work here?
It'd be a real blessing to the work of that, or even a smaller minibus or a jeepney would be a real blessing.
About how much money would we be talking about for an adequate vehicle to meet the needs that you have?
To buy a used vehicle in good shape, and I think we could manage with that if it were in real good shape. We're talking about around $5,000.
What kind of practical training do these students get in the Bible Institute here, Brother Moore?
They are involved in at least 3 days a week, during the week, in high school ministry. We have a high school near here and others in the city that the students go into and hold Bible studies. We have permits that allow them to do this. In addition to that, they have practical training in visitation and holding of Bible studies, conducting Bible studies, mass evangelism. And we try to work through the churches in the area, the church in Silai and Talisai and those in Bacolod. We try to get our students involved in those ministries, and we have film showings and things of that nature. Every time we do, we try to get our students involved in that so they can be a blessing and learn too.
I understand that last night some of your students were showing films that are over 5,000 in that meeting. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. They were involved there also under the ministry of the church in Talisai, Open Door Baptist Church.
So initially, your church is your ministry here virtually is producing the workers that will carry on the work in the churches and missions that have been started, and will be providing pastors and Bible women and that sort of thing for them.
Of all of our churches, we have 16 organized churches that are within our fellowship now, and most of those have graduated from our school as pastors and are Bible women, Christian teachers in their churches. And most of the others, if they've not graduated, they have attended our school.
Is it true that many of the students that you have already graduated and have VAs and masters perhaps in technical areas of engineering and other areas?
We have one pastor that has a background in engineering. We have others that have been bankers, various fields. Some have gone on to, one young man is still studying psychology at a university here, but he continues to be an effective worker in the church.
Okay, let's move inside and take a look at the library and some of the quarters of the students, and we'll meet you in there. Okay, Brother Doyle, what room is this? What part of your college is this?
This is our office where we take care of the business, keep up with the records, and generally run things. This is Miss Nelia. She's our registrar and also secretary. She's busily typing and pencil writing.
What kind of administrative equipment would you need to help facilitate this office in a little better manner?
We could use another filing cabinet. That one's already full, and we have several things that could be a benefit. We could use additional office equipment.
And would they get this to you in the same manner that they'd get books and this sort of thing?
The problem with office equipment is that we operate on 220 here. The electrical current is 220, and most of the things that we would get from the States would be 110. Now, we can get transformers, but it might be easier to get that sort of thing here in the area.
So
it's expensive, but it would last longer.
So then money designated for, say, a new electric typewriter, something like this would be best designated for that particular project. Okay, let's move along into another area. What is this room we're in here now?
This is sort of a sala. We call it the sala, and we have classes in here when the other rooms are filled, and this, of course, is our piano, where we hold music classes in this area. And the young lady is learning to play piano. Here's Brother Doyle from Storeroom. He's been elected our first missionary to the Baptist Missionary Association of the Philippines. And he'll be going back to Sorsogon as a missionary for the association in just a few weeks. Right now he's visiting among the churches. He's one of our graduates, and working there. We're really thankful for the way God is using him and the way he's going.
Brother Uli? How old a young man is he? Is he married?
Not yet, but he will be soon.
So he's eligible, is that correct?
Well, no, he's not really. He's already spoken for.
Oh, I see.
Teachers right over here, they're, I guess you call it engaged.
Okay, very good. Okay, Brother Doyle, now we're entering into another area of the dormitories or the college here. What is this room?
This is our library. We have Mrs. Carrillo as our librarian. She also helps in the English department, teaching there. She's the wife of Pastor Carrillo, who's the pastor of the church in Silai. Come on in.
Now these are your volumes now.
How many volumes do we have? Nearly 1,000. That does not include how what's the total in Christian literature?
More than 1,000.
And what we call Christian literature, we have 1,500, but actual volumes, a little less than 1,000. We need to increase that to at least 3,000 right away. And we need to, as we add students and add additional subjects and courses, we're going to have to increase that by 1,000 per course, and I think per 10 students, is it not? We have to add 1,000 books.
More specifically, how much or what volumes do you need? Is it commentaries or?
Well, we need help in the area of music, doctrine, just every area we're lacking in. Most of these were came from my own personal library in the States when I was in the pastorate, and then we bought several since then.
So then commentaries on religious education or Bible or New Testament doctrine, anything will be
It would be helpful if someone were interested, if we could send them a list of books that we could use and that we need. If you have someone who's interested, we'd be glad to. In addition, we've added recently, thanks to the Harvest Gleaner Hour, we're adding a tape ministry here. We have several tapes that we receive from the States, and our students listen to these tapes, and it benefits them too. We have 2 tape recorders which came through the Harvest Gleaner Hour.
Would additional tape recorders be of assistance to you?
They would be, and we need headphones right now.
Headphones.
And also additional tapes from pastors who are preaching
on subject series and subjects, that sort of thing.
Real benefit.
It doesn't make a difference whether he's a good preacher or not. You just take anything?
Well, we want him to be understandable.
Okay. All right. Okay, let's move along into one of the other areas, perhaps the classroom. Maybe we can sort of invade one of the classes. Okay, Brother Moore, let's see if we can sneak into that classroom there and catch the class in operation here. What class is this, Brother Moore?
This is Old Testament survey. Pastor Erlito Carrillo, who's the national pastor here in Silai. These are all of these are girls here because the boys take a more detailed study of the Pentateuch and historical, poetical.
Do you have co-educational classes as well?
We do, but these young ladies are all in the Christian education department, religious education, and this particular course is designed for them. As I said, our young men get a more detailed study.
Do you write your own curriculum, or is it done by the national, or how's the curriculum handled?
The overall curriculum is handled by me. We've had some good advice from the States, and also here we've visited other schools, Bible schools, and that's been a big help. The basic outline of the course we have already set out, and but the teachers give them liberty.
Okay, this must be the dining area in here.
We have meetings here, student meetings, and the dining hall. We'll have an opportunity later on to see everyone eating. We have a small classroom back here where Brother Fred is teaching some of our young men.
All right, let's sneak back there and see if we can sort of get in on that class. I'm not sure they're going to let you in, brother.
That was locked out.
Now, which class is this, Brother Moore?
This is Brother Fred's class on the life of Christ. He's teaching here, and we have some of the young men and ladies who are taking this class. Brother Fred's one of our national pastors, and we have made it a point to use our national pastors in teaching because they're out in the field and they can make more practical application to it than someone who was just a
Under the influence
teacher.
of the Holy Spirit, Simeon came
You can see we're overcrowded here. And
into the court of the Gentiles,
There are times even when they're flowing out into the hallway.
just as Joseph. He came into the court of the Gentiles, just as Joseph and Mary entered to present Jesus to the press.
I noticed all the
Now,
students
Simeon.
have uniforms, at least the girls do. Is that
To the infant tender.
Well, it creates an atmosphere of discipline, which is good. The students identify themselves with the school, and they're identified by their uniforms.
so other students in the area understand and
They
know
know
that
who
they
they
are
are.
from the Bible Institute in this area?
That's a common practice throughout Asia.
How about the men?
The young men, their uniform, their official uniform is a barong, which is the dressed up wear here. The ladies, they have a little more of a stricter dress code than that. But the young men are formally dressed when they wear a barong.
Okay, Brother Moore, I see now that we're moving into the kitchen area and they're preparing lunch. The thing I think that I'm most impressed with is, even though this building is old and all, it is spotlessly clean. Do you teach them personal hygiene along with this? What
We have courses on that, and actually every day they spend about 45 minutes cleaning the building and the grounds. That's part of their daily routine, in addition to other assignments.
What is the cuisine that we're going to enjoy today? Looks like crab.
Crabs, I think.
Oh my gosh.
You like crabs?
Well, you want me to lie?
That's up to you.
I'm kind of bologna and bread man.
Okay, well, we'll have look like some pork there and some other things. Served. I'm sure you'll be good. And really, here's our cook, and she's
In the kitchen area, what would you need to be of help for you?
Well,
Perhaps
when we
a
get into
WMA group might be interested in helping you with kitchen
when
articles.
we get into our new buildings, I hope to be able to build the kind of stove that we need for the potential student. We'll be having a gas stove. Right now, as you can see, we're cooking with charcoal, and there are times when charcoal is less expensive. There's some foods that are better cooked in charcoal. I think they would prefer to cook the rice with charcoal. It seems to taste better that way. However, we could use a gas stove, but not the kind that you buy here in the department store, in the stationery department store. We need to build one that will handle the kind of volume that we use. Right now, I don't have any an actual estimate on what it would cost, but I could get that if someone were interested.
In buying one for you here?
No, having one made.
Oh, having one made.
Make
I see.
wrought iron
Okay.
one that would be large enough to handle it.
6, 8, 10 burners or so.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on into the back room. What is this back here? I'm particularly amazed with the fact that it's so clean. I'm just really taken aback by it. It's just spotless. I don't know if we are getting all of that on film or not, but it's spotlessly clean. It looks very good. And this is the storeroom or something to my right.
This is where they store some rice, and one of the ladies sleeps here.
I see.
Back here, of course, this is locked. We have our mimeograph machine and some printing equipment there.
I see. Okay. And is this another class I'm looking at here? Have we been there?
No, we've already been here.
Okay. Okay, what do we have down here? Dormitories? Okay, let's go down the stairways and look at the dormitories. As you can see, fat people have great difficulty in going up and down stairs. It's going to be a little darker in here, perhaps. Let's see what we're going to be doing here. Okay, what room are we in here, brother?
This is Brother and Mrs. Aurelio's room. They're the house parents here. And they have to try to hold things
Together.
Right.
Very nice. Very nice. Very nice indeed. Okay. Well, these are the private quarters because they're the house turns. Is that correct?
Right. And
okay, I believe we're able to get all of this. Adequate lighting.
see, they normally sleep on mats. These mats here are not very quite what we used to in the States as far as comfort, but they are cool and good for your back.
Right.
Whenever I go to the mountains, especially, I take a mat for visiting. Usually it straightens out whatever back problems I've had.
All right. Okay, Brother Doyle, what is this we're looking at now? This is outside the church here in Silai.
This is one of the Sunday school classrooms here.
Some of you folks that are plant nuts like I am can see that just growing wild around here is some of the most beautiful plants that you've ever seen in your life. Different bacchias by the thousands, and there's all types and varieties of different bacchias, philodendrons, beautiful, beautiful plants. Okay, this is a classroom, is that correct?
That's one of this is a classroom for Sunday school classroom for the church, not for our college.
Okay. And the church is directly to my left, and we'll swing around that way and take a look at it. Tell us a little bit about the church, brother, and the background for the church.
We'll be celebrating our 2nd anniversary this next year in September. We're thankful for this, and God's blessed us and has grown. This building was purchased and built by the people themselves. Of course, the lot which we're on is rented. We have it rented, and the building is mobile. It's not stationary, so if we should happen to get kicked off, we could. But we pay about $12 or $13 a month rent on the land, and then, as I said, we built our own building.
What are we looking at now, brother?
Back here is the girls' dormitory.
Okay, let's walk over there and take a look at it, and give it a... Sure does. What is that, plaster? Okay, Brother Doyle, what are we looking at now? Is this the girls' dorm?
This is the girls' dormitory, yes. The building which we've rented the house.
This is off limits to the boys, I guess.
Uh-huh.
So the young man standing here is really on...
Yeah, he may get it in married, you can't never tell. No, they're just following us around, so I guess it'd be all right.
Yeah. Okay, well... And this, I guess, is a study table for the girls.
Boys live a little more rugged than the girls do.
Yeah.
We're hoping to be able to rectify that a little later on.
Okay, how many girls we have in this building? 18 girls.
Yeah, we have 2 staff members who have a private room back with them.
And they all take their meals at the same place? That's good. Okay. All right. And in the room to our right over there.
These are dressing rooms and restrooms.
Okay. And to the left also.
To the left is a dressing room and a washroom.
Okay. I don't think there's any need to go in there. Okay, as you can see, these are adequate facilities for these folks. It's not quite like the college perhaps in Jacksonville or the seminary facilities, but they're very nice, furnished well. They can be proud of it. How could we help these folks, Brother Doyle?
We can certainly use, in our new facilities, our new buildings, we're going to have additional beds to house care for new students. We're going to need fans, ceiling fans, which we hope to put in.
Will you have co-educational dorms over at the new building?
No, they'll be separate. They'll be separate.
All right, will it be one building, or will the girls have a building and the boys have a building?
Well, they'll be on two separate sides. I really haven't had the opportunity to show you our plans yet, but we have two buildings, two-story buildings, which will be separated by an alleyway, and the girls will be on one side and the boys will be on the other.
Could you furnish a breakdown on the cost of ceiling fans and beds and those type of things to a church that WMA group or GMA group that would be interested in helping these girls with their dormitories?
I'd be very happy to.
All right, sir.
We're getting ready for chapel now.
Okay.
We have a special guest speaker for chapel this morning.
All right.